Wow, look what I found online. This is the coolest thing to teach time. So we're going to do a quick recap here of everything you've learned from the other videos. Ready? So this is the clock. What kind of clock? Not a digital clock. This is just a button I push to go back and forth between digital, that's digital, and analog. So, well, let's start with digital. It's easy. Okay, so this might be the kind of clock you have next to your bed to set the alarm, wake you up in the morning. This button, you can adjust the minutes. So I suppose you could go all the way up to 59, 60 minutes. Let's see what happens. There we are at 1:30. And then if we keep going up to 1:45, and coming up on 1:56, 57, 58, 59, whoop. We didn't even get to 60. When we got to 60, the 60th minute, the hour flipped over to 2 o'clock, which is correct because there are 60 minutes in an hour. And when you go on an analog clock, when you go around the face of the clock, you hit that 59th minute, the 59th minute. The next minute puts you at the next hour, right? So now it's 2 o'clock. And there it's 1 minute after 2, 2 minutes after 2, and so on. So these clocks are very easy to read. But we still have analog clocks, so we still have to learn how to read them. Okay, so here's the analog clock. Here's the face. We call this the clock face. And the hands. There's a short one and there's a long one. And on this clock, the short one is red. That's the hour hand. And on this one, the long one is blue, and that counts off the minutes. So if I move the minute hand back to pointing straight up at the 12, it is exactly what? 2 o'clock. Just like what we saw on the digital clock. So if I move the minute hand 1 minute, you see, we went from here to here. That's 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes. So when the minute hand has reached the 1, we've gone 5 minutes. And you'll notice that there are 5 minutes between each of the big red numbers. Now, those big numbers are colored in red to match the hour hand, which is colored red. Because these big numbers are the hours on the clock. The big red numbers count off the hours. And this longer blue hand counts off the minutes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As I move the minute hand, you can see that hour hand, the red hour hand, is starting to move also. It doesn't move as fast, but you'll see by the time I get around here to 2:15, that red hour hand has really moved pretty significantly. And certainly when I get the minute hand down here, 30 minutes, these blue numbers count off the minutes, 30 minutes past the hour. You can see the red hour hand has moved halfway between 2 o'clock and 3 o'clock. And as I keep moving the minute hand around the face of the clock, look at the red hour hand. It also moves because we are approaching 3 o'clock. So at this point, the time is 2:45. You see 45 out here? We've gone 45 minutes around the face of the clock. And as I keep moving the minute hand, 50 minutes, 55 minutes. Now look at the red hour hand. It's right almost on that 3. And when I get the minute hand up here, the time is 1 minute before 3. 1 more minute and puts me right at 3 o'clock. You see that? 3 o'clock. So 5 minutes between each of the big red numbers, and that's how they put these numbers on the outside of the clock. 5, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20, 25, 30, halfway around. 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, and 60. And now look, the hour has moved from 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock. So that's the analog clock. That's how it works.